1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this week's edition of the Mudblood podcast with myself, William Thompson, joined as always by the beautiful PADDY McDonnell. And we are joined by...
Stephen Mullan.
Stephen Mullan, ladies and gentlemen.
Stephen Mullan. Movie star.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Movie star.
You in a movie?
I'm in a few movies, yeah.
Yeah, but the most recent one is getting a bit of plaudits, isn't it?
Yeah, Fran the Man's done
Yeah.
well, yeah. It's an Irish mockumentary comedy that it's done very well, yeah. It's a good cast in it now, but some of the reviews now have been like, it's not very, funny, but it's not supposed to be. It's a bit of crack, like it's a mess about. So yes, it done very well, yeah, it did well.
And how many movies have you done, Steve?
Oh Jesus, I don't know. That I would have started back in 2012. I think it was my first film I was ever in. With it's a funny story. The scene never made the cut, but I had a scene with Juliette Binoche. It was my first ever time on scene in a film. She won an Oscar for The English Patient.
Oh, cool.
So I'd never been in a film set before I was.
And was that after she
shitting
done
it.
the scene with you?
No, that she watched.
She got the Oscar?
No, it was before. I think English Patient is maybe 97 or something like that.
So then you fucking brought her down.
I just ruined her career. She's never been seen since. But
was it a kissing scene?
No, I've had a few, but yeah, no, it wasn't a kissing scene.
Have you had fucking scenes?
I've literally had to do an intimacy scene, yeah,
Right.
last month.
The difference in the language is amazing. An
I know,
intimacy
yeah.
scene. Do you fuck her in
Because
camera?
exactly.
You get a
Do you actually
bucker.
go in, or is that just like CGI'd funny,
No, I just want to get paid. That's
Lead pit?
what?
So
Yeah.
an intimacy scene,
Yeah.
so like set the image for me, are there loads of people, because when you're shooting anything there's always loads of people running about set.
Yeah,
That'd be my worst neighbour.
Do they have to leave the set, or
Yeah, so it's what is described as a closed set.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, there was I think there was only three. So there's myself and the lady, and I think there was four. There was only four people. So
Right.
they get
Has
rid
this
of
been released
everybody.
yet?
No, that's why I can't say.
You can't say what it is.
Right about it. I can't
Did
say
you
anything.
enjoy it?
That's. I wouldn't say I enjoyed that scene. No, it's honestly it's more technical than anything, and it's. I didn't know. It was my first time. I've done kissing before. It was my first time having to fuck, and I didn't know what was going to happen in my head. Do you know what I mean? Because I know it's all acting and all, but I was like, do I have to picture somebody else, or do you know what I mean? All that stuff's going on,
100%.
and so it's all.
Do you hit a route or do you not hit a route? Like you're meant to hit a route, but you don't hit a route. Do you know what I mean? That's the way I would look at it.
Yeah, but they don't like. It's all. Do you know what the amount of meetings that goes into this beforehand? Right, honestly,
that's the worst part, the admin.
There's an intimacy coordinator. That's how it
Yeah,
all
I've heard of
works.
that. And they have there's wee sheets between you and
We're
stuff
meeting
like
Emmons
that.
on Zoom and you just say Emmons on Zoom wanking. Listen, I'm really into my job. I'm really into my job.
I'm doing an intimacy scene.
That's generous. That's a generous.
Yeah,
thing
that
to
is
give
very
yourself
generous,
a-
Paddy. Yeah.
Hold on. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about this person is an intimacy fucking.
Yeah.
Guru.
Well, the intimacy coordinator is what they call it. Yeah. I think it's a new enough job in the last few years.
And this may be a stupid question, but I'm
Fire
gonna,
away.
I'm gonna ask it.
Listen, it was my first time doing all this stuff, so I'd never done it before.
Is it choreographed like a dance?
It is choreographed.
One,
Yeah.
two,
Yeah, you're-
three.
you're-
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Spin.
La, la, la,
One,
la, la.
two, three.
Para-beret.
Yeah, yeah.
La, la, la.
Jazz hands at the end. Jazz hands.
I'm never getting booked again.
Doctor book.
Trust me, we have said we had Ishan Akbar on the other week. If we can still gig after that episode, we'll be fine. So, in the way of its choreographed, how does say you're the intimacy
Yeah.
choreographer, and you're describing to me?
Yeah.
Can we just call it the Buckin coach?
No, so the way the Buckin coach. There's a new line of work there for Paddy the Dagger there.
Renamed.
Paddy the Dagger, the Buckin coach.
Where's the Buckin coach?
And you'd have it like the GA have the banished door. You'd have Buckin coach across your bid.
Just have it,
Fata above the
just
fucking U.
BC on the back of your shirt. So it's like, what are you doing on this set? You're like,
Buckin coach.
But it is all choreographed. So like all the meetings beforehand are like Because it was my first time, no, it was the second time meeting the individual that to do it with. So also, we had loads of scenes together in this TV show. So we had weeks of scenes together. And the first scene that they book us to do is the sex
Get it on the road at the start.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, because it's all grand after that. There's
because
no
I'll tell you
awkwardness.
why. Do you know why they probably do it that way? Because if you don't like each other, it's going to be fucking a terrible fucking Buckin scene.
That's probably right.
So they do it first, so there's no.
That could be it.
100%.
That could well be it, yeah.
Fucking 100%.
Yeah,
Get the
jeez.
Buckin done to start, lads, in case they don't like each other.
Yeah.
Not be realistic.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably well, yeah. That could well be right. But so you basically meet up with the intimacy coordinator, and you just start chatting out what you think the scene is before you even get to that. So where the scene is taking place and why the characters gets all into the acting spiel and all that kind of stuff, and then you do get down to brass tacks of like, do you like being touched here? Do you like being touched there? Do you think it's like that? Do you think it's like that? Blah blah blah. So you come up with setting up a position basically, and you come up with it. You try it out with the intimacy coordinator. They'll put something. Do you know what they didn't tell you actually was the stuff that you as a bloke have to put down there, because that wasn't part of the rehearsal. I hadn't a clue. And then you turn up to the trailer on the day that it has to happen, and all this stuff is left in the trailer, and you haven't a clue what goes where. Like, do you know what I mean? So I've just put that inside my jocks, and like, no, you have to put that in there as well. Like, so that you basically have a padding around your bits.
So is it like a cup? Or
It's kind of a
just like
cup that you kind of
insulation?
put yourself into, yeah, and then there's insulation on it. And then we didn't have to show it.
Dick was roasting. Fucking dick's roasting.
When's the thing going to be over? When can I get out?
Was it full nudity or anything?
No. Thankfully,
I know.
it was kind of a close-on scene, but obviously my character just dropped the trousers and that was it. It was
See her face.
It was a quickie. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and
Did she have the Buckin coaches like do that?
I don't know actually. I don't know what she was doing. Because I wasn't looking at it, because it's all very odd. Because then when they're shooting, when they just want her face, they basically have a camera going down on top of her. So I have to be the other side, doing it from the other side of the camera. It's very awkward. There's nothing sexy
Romantic?
about
No,
it. There's no
It
romance.
would be my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Do you know, I know I can do keep-ups, but fucking go to record me doing keep-ups in the back of the
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Fucking
Yeah.
way you can do keep-ups. You can do keep-ups? You can do keep-ups?
Quite a
You
few.
look me in the eyes right now and tell me you can do
I
keep-ups.
can do
I'll believe it.
100%. But my point being is, when you're asked to perform in front of the camera,
Yeah.
you're always fucking.
Who was it? It was Dembele when he signed for Barcelona, wasn't it? Do you remember that?
Did a Buckin scene?
No,
He says, I want a Buckin coach.
I was some ceremony where they unveiled him.
He to do keep. Do you know the
Just
way
shy
when they do the big
Guardiola.
unveiling and everyone fills out the stadium and he's in the jersey, he holds the ball and he starts doing keep. He couldn't do 3. He just shot the bed. He went to do around the world and all that went over there and he just picked it up and went like that to the camera.
Wasn't there a World Cup that had, I think it was the American one, and Diana Ross was meant to kick a ball into the goal.
USA '94.
Yeah, and it would set off fireworks, but she fucking just skied it. It missed the net, and the fireworks just went off anyway. Have you ever seen that?
No.
It's the shittest thing ever. It's amazing.
I mean, that's.
Were you born?
No, mate.
Were you not?
I was born in '96.
Isn't that mad?
Oh my god.
Isn't it? That happened to a mate of mine. Where he
But he
was
was
like,
born in
he was,
96?
no, he's an actor and he was in America.
96, I'd
And
lost
he-
my
he was-
virginity by
he
then.
was with this girl and he says, fucking the 94 World Cup. And she went, and he went, do you remember the 94 World Cup? And she was like, I wasn't born.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm 12. What are you talking-
Do you not find that gigging sometimes now though as well? Like I see front rows in clubs and I'm like, who the like? What are you doing here? And they're 21 and shit.
Yeah.
And like,
It's when you find out they're like, oh, I'm 18, and then you're like, what year were you born? They're like 2007.
yeah, it's-
What age are you, Steve?
I'll be 40 this year. Yeah.
Fuck, 40? Fuck, I thought you were going to say like 30.
He does.
For fuck's
One
sake.
of them
What?
bastards. You look
I
young.
think I'm well, man, for fucks.
I've not, no, I'd say a good 6 months ago I didn't look as well. I lost a load of weight, and I lost 10 kilos since January. But I put on a few pounds. Tore my knee again, and I wasn't moving at all. And I was enjoying the Deliveroos and the McDonald's. I
coming
tell
to
you.
the door. Buckin coach turning up.
Tell you what, that's what it was. That's what it was. Like you're doing a sex scene, and I was
Yeah.
just like, I'm going on a diet.
Yeah, that's it. I gotta fucking sort this out. And are you in a relationship? You made me ask.
No.
Because that, do you know what I was going to ask?
Oh right, if yeah.
The Buckin scene, like, you know.
Yeah, I've never. I've been in plays before where, it doesn't go down well because theatre actors can be too dramatic. Do you know what I mean? So then you introduce them to the other half, like, oh my God, it's so nice to see you. And she was like, get fucked. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. She's like, I will in the second act. Stick around for it.
But the theatre is like that. It's very hands-on. Everybody's very close.
It's a bit too much, isn't it? It's a bit
so
like...
I think that people can go, what are you doing something with that
Yeah,
person?
exactly.
Like,
Film
no.
and TV generally tends to be not as bad because you have the crew around all the time and they couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So that keeps you all a bit grounded a little bit, but in theatre it's all...
Oh, you make if someone's like a theatre actor and you make them laugh. It's
Yeah.
proper. Oh.
Yeah. Or do you
very
ever go to, like, I rarely go to see plays because there's rarely ever go to see a play that I feel like I got my money's worth. You know what I mean? You always walk out going, I need my money back there. But you know
the
what?
people that
you know-
listen to this
and
podcast
I've been into
don't go
most
to
of them. Yeah. And I've been in a few. But do you ever go and watch a play and you hear like 4 or 5 in the audience going, but it's very much like, no, you wouldn't get it. You know, I
Yes.
fucking can't.
Yeah,
stand
there is that.
shit.
There is that level, and we have a bit of that snobbery in the Irish language up here too.
All right, yeah.
Oh,
do they?
100%.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh, totally.
Oh,
No, I'm lost. So fill me in
the
on
Irish
this.
language are like, you couldn't have them kneecap lads and all like that. No, my point was, if they're fighting for an Irish language act, like Irish language needs to be used for porn and it needs to be used for everything.
Oh my God, I will
100%.
fucking, I will campaign for this.
Like there should be a dirty mag called Fluck.
Do
you know what I mean?
jeez.
No, I don't know what you mean.
That means wet.
That means wet.
It means wet.
But fluck.
Do you know what I mean? Just
Fluck is
fluck.
good.
Toshe Kerbosh,
Oh,
it's
go
raining.
right, go right. Go on.
Fluck.
But
Are you flucking?
then they were like,
tonight?
they were in shock. And then when I done like my sat in Irish, I had fucking really.
Are you
gone through
Gaelgore?
stuff.
Yeah. Good
Good
man.
one,
Fair
right?
play to you.
But it was like, it was when I wrote it, they were like, you can't say it. And I'm like, why? And they're like, because the people who go to see it are not that type of Irish people.
Yeah, but
And I'm like, but that's being a snob.
That's the
because
problem,
if you want
yeah.
the fucking language, it has to be used.
Are you as Gaelgore?
no, I've nothing. I dropped out of school fairly early.
Is that right?
That was pretty good, like.
Are you Gaelgore?
In
Yeah.
terms,
Am I fuck?
No, I mean that. The way you said it was good.
he's a Hun.
No, I know. I did my research.
Even though there is ones up here speaking, he's not one of them.
Oh, is there?
Oh fuck.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's a
right.
thing
But
in
the fucking the Presbyterians kept the language alive up here.
Ah, yeah.
You're
yeah.
welcome.
So is that why? Would that be the same? Because like the Antrim hurlers as well. Is that the same? Because there's good Presbyterians play hurling as well. Is that culture as well?
Oh, so there was the East Belfast GAA
Yeah.
Right.
team, so that's probably what you've heard of. Like,
Right. Yeah.
And I went down a few bomb scars.
Yeah, they're
They were
picked up
threatening.
bombs.
Yeah, they were
I
threatening
went
us.
alright. Like,
Other than that, no one got
other than
shot.
fucking bombing their fucking training ground, like it was all
Yeah.
good.
Like, it wasn't. No one bombed it. Someone left a fucking shoebox there. Nothing happened.
There's a bit of a movement in East Belfast
Right.
where like people are like Protestants are trying to like
They
reclaim
can move
their
all the way out.
they're trying to
Traitor-
reclaim
traitors.
their part in like Irish culture.
Right, I get
so
you.
it's like they're saying, "Oh, we're also a part of this
Yeah.
culture. We can also speak Irish. We can also get involved in
Yeah, yeah.
traditional music and
course.
sport." But a lot of people don't like that.
Yeah, I'm not. By the way, one of these ones opposed to it.
Yeah,
Like, see the ones getting on because
Well, he
they're
was in the bus stop all the other week, stopping signs, you know.
that annoys the fucking.
Stopping signs going on.
Oh, fuck.
So they're going to put Irish language signs
yeah,
in the bus
yeah, yeah,
station,
yeah, yeah.
and that just won't do,
Right. Yeah.
according to some people. And it's been a
Right.
whole big fury. So there's people like, well, I don't want an Irish language sign telling me what bus I'm going to get. And you're
Right.
like, lads,
Yeah.
there's 2 wars on.
But should they're in
Worry about
New
that.
York, half the signs are Spanish now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just the way the world is going. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There you go. Right? But I've got more Spanish than I have Irish, to be honest.
You're
You're
Yeah.
Latino,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Yeah, Argentinian. Yeah. So my mother was
Irish and
Argentinian.
Argentinian.
I know. Yeah. Not exactly Thatcher's
Where's the
wet dream.
Argentinian? Is
But
that
you know-
your
do you-
mother's side?
My mother was Argentinian. Yeah.
The thing about it is, but a lot of people don't know that, a lot of Irish did go to Argentina.
I
Yeah.
used to fucking everywhere.
There's a hurling club in Buenos Aires, called Hurlingham.
Yeah.
Funny enough, the area is called Hurlingham, and there's a GA club there. Yeah, some
Some quite
priest.
famous Irish Argentinian people.
Yeah,
Well, sure,
Guillermo,
Che Guevara.
Che Guevara. His mother's surname was Lynch.
Yeah.
Then
I'd have went with Guevara as well.
yeah.
Shay
then,
Lynch.
is that why Che Guevara gets sort of claimed by us a bit in terms of like why he's seen as such a
Because
big
in his
hero
birth
here?
certificate it had Lynch on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you not know it?
I didn't know that. I just
McAllister that plays for Liverpool.
yeah, his family's from
County
He's a
Cushion.
dub.
Cushion Doll.
Yeah. The other one was the guy who founded the Argentinian Navy, Guillermo Brown, was from Foxford in Mayo.
Mayo.
Yeah.
So
Foxford,
quite a
Mayo.
few.
Yeah.
Quite a few went there.
So was your mum Irish and went to Argentina?
No, she's portending she's from Buenos Aires, originally.
okay.
Yeah. So my father worked in the Merchant Navy and she worked at sea as well, and that's how they met and all that kind of crap.
I see.
But yeah, it's
That's why he looks alright at
quite
40.
the mix.
He's got a different nationality. You know?
yeah.
Latino.
Yeah, see when you're like
Mediterranean,
look at us,
Latino.
pure Celtic.
yeah.
Willie thinks he has a tan till you can. He's pasty as
in,
fuck.
in my head,
You were
same
his
skin
same
colour.
colour. Willie was going to open an ice cream parlour. Like he was like, I fucking could get
Like
out.
him in my head, that's what I look like.
yeah.
Exactly.
You're so white. It's fucking scary.
Fuck's sake.
You're that weight. If you went up for Britain first, you'd get elected.
No, I would get up because of my beliefs, which are
Your
very much in
policies.
line. They're not. I'm joking.
Do you speak Spanish as well?
Yeah, I would have more. I wouldn't be fluent now, but I get by. Like I can, if I'm over there's no problem. And then my daughter, her mother is Portuguese, so my daughter's more Latin than she is Irish.
yeah.
But she's some hurler, I tell you.
Where's she?
She's 7. She's in Dublin as well, but she's 7. And yeah, so I volunteered with her mum. Her mum pucks a ball. I got her mum pucking a ball now and everything. And she's
That's hitting the ball, by the way.
yeah, sorry, yeah.
He really thought that was a fucking. You had the Buckin coach in.
I was like, yeah, you have a kid, and imagine she did puck a ball.
You know, you couldn't show her
Imagine
how.
she might have pucked both of them.
But yeah, so I have the two of them. Like it's gas, so we always go over for a few weeks to Portugal to spend time with her grandparents.
Yeah.
I have them all pucking a ball on the beach in Lisbon. All these lads.
You fucking Irish, I swear.
Bring
Change too.
Yeah, but it's good crack. Yeah.
And have you been to Argentina?
Yeah, I've got a citizenship and everything, like, so I can live there.
Oh,
if I
cool.
want. Yeah,
See,
yeah.
you can watch international football and not be fucked off all the time.
Exactly.
Oh,
It's a
you
total get it. I mean, the last World Cup, we won it. Do you know what I mean? It was like,
We
I never thought,
won it.
exactly.
We won.
My passport is, this is funny actually, so I have a massive Maradona tattoo on my arm, right? Went to Naples, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. Taxi man wouldn't take any payment.
Once you've seen it on you.
Yeah. And he was turned like, my girlfriend at the time, she was an Irish girl, and he was like, typical Naples driver, like, he's supposed to be driving looking that way, but he's looking back at her and saying, this guy's the perfect combination of man. I'm like, keep your eyes on the fucking road there, mate. will you? For fuck's sake. Argentinian, you don't know what you have there. I'm like, listen to the man, listen to him.
It's prime. It's prime.
But you'd be on the beach with your top off, and you'd have young fellas that were 25 all coming up and going, my name's Diego. Like, half the fucking city's named Diego. Like,
He
it's
is
nuts.
still the hero of
Oh, yeah.
Argentina.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So we were always like, why?
No, this is Naples and Italy.
In Naples, yeah.
Yeah.
And Naples, yeah.
Yeah, but Diego, he would still be the hero of Argentina.
Oh, aye.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Also.
it's like the Paul Gascoigne effect when people are like, oh, why was he such a party animal? And you're like, because everywhere he fucking went,
Yeah.
people are like, I have to buy you a
George
drink.
Best, Diego Maradona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Paddy
Yeah.
let the say.
George Best, the country
Paddy should have done a
knew-
wee bit of coke or something.
Everyone in the
shouldn't
country was like, knew he was on his second liver. And they were still like, fuck's sake, George, one wouldn't hurt you.
Yeah,
I'm having a drink with Best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
he? Yeah.
People weren't very encouraging of keeping on the dry, were they? I remember he came out to Cork when I was a kid, and it was in the papers because one of my mates got a picture with him because he was wearing a United jersey and all that stuff. But yeah, it was the same thing. Everyone just fucking on a bender with him for the whole weekend that he was
He
there.
never had to put his hand in his pocket.
Yeah, of course not.
Fucking insane. And Fran the Man, then you were
Sorry.
playing a footballer, weren't you?
Yeah, I wasn't exactly. Yeah,
Can we talk about
Best in
that?
it.
Come on.
Of course we can. Yeah, because that's all out. You can say anything you want
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
So it's a film. It's a mockumentary film, but it's like a football thing.
Gaelic?
No.
Or
No, soccer. Yeah,
Right, okay.
football mockumentary.
Sergio
yeah.
Kane's in it.
Deirdre O'Kane's in it. Yeah, Ardla Hanlon's in
Yep.
it. Amy Huberman. And and the main guy is a guy called Dara Humphreys, who is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's give the listeners a wee synopsis?
So it's basically the premise is Fran is the assistant coach of a Leinster Senior League football team, amateur football team, but they draw Shamrock Rovers in the cup to play them in the FAI Cup, right? So it's a big deal, obviously. But then the problem is that everyone all around the world starts betting on this game, right? Like there's bets coming in from Saudi Arabia and all that. So the guards get involved, the police get involved because they're like, what the fuck's going on here? This is a fix. And it is. There's a fix going on. And so basically you follow them getting to the cup. He obviously wants them to win no matter what. But it's like, hold on, what's going on here?
Yeah.
The players are up to something here, blah, 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 blah. Someone's going to throw the game, etc. etc., etc. So it's good
like
crack. It's very
Cluedo
funny.
and football.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm working. I'd love to watch this. Where can you
It's
watch
just I think about it. I don't know if it came. I don't know if it came to Belfast, but it had an Irish release where it was out for 4 weeks, and then it might have been in already, but it could still be on right now. I'm terrible. It could still be out. It just did a 4th week in cinemas last week anyway, so I don't know if that was the end of it or what.
Fantastic.
But,
And then it's going to go on to like Prem or something like that, isn't it?
It could, yeah, it will totally. Because sorry, Fran the Man was a mockumentary series 15 years ago,
Right.
where they'd done just little episodes, 15-minute things, and it had this real hard cult following. So they went and made a movie off the back of it. It just had such a hardcore following. They're like, "Fuck, we'll do it again." But it's very funny.
And what's the studio that made
The
it?
studio that made the company was 40 Foot Pictures. So Deirdre's husband, Stephen, was the director of the film, Stephen Bradley.
Right.
So he's done loads of stuff, and actually he's not with 40 Foot, but anyway, he works with 40 Foot a lot. But they're just some a couple of young lads that started 40 Foot Pictures, and they kind of had started. I think this was their first feature, but they're like up and coming producers. They're only young lads, like, you know. But they did amazing to get the money together and to get this made. Yeah.
What do you prefer, comedy or acting?
I'm in a weird space at the minute, to be honest with you. I love them both. They're just very different. They're very different.
Yeah.
If you got acting money for doing comedy.
Comedy all day, I suppose. But
Yeah.
but it's more like I struggled in. So the last thing I was just doing the last couple of months, I was basically out of action from comedy for 6-7 weeks. And I could do gigs in the night time, but I had to stop. I couldn't switch.
Yeah, between the
I
two.
couldn't switch my mind. So I don't know what that's about. I've never, because I presume other people do it. Maybe they don't. I don't know. But like I found it really hard getting on stage then, because the head's in a very different space.
Yeah.
Especially
Maybe your body's going, we've already worked today, why are you doing this?
There's that, but there's also that in comedy we're kind of going out and we're dealing with a live room, we're dealing with a live audience, and we're going bam, bam, and we're using all the
over
energy.
The top,
a little bit, yeah, but it's all out.
Yes.
But when you're acting for camera, it's all in.
Yeah.
So you're actually very in your head, and you're very like being someone else, and it's such a technical and tiny, laser focused little fucking thing that it's hard to get out of it. And you'd rather just be in that brain mode for the 6 weeks and not get out of it, because you come back at the end of that day, you're not talking to anybody. Do you know what I mean? So the last thing you want to be going is like, "Hey, where are you from?"
I know. Alcoholics can fucking
Have you ever been the one when you're in a movie, out of any of the movies you've been in, have you ever been the one that's fucked up a scene?
Oh yeah, I got sacked off a job once.
Oh shit.
There you go. It was an Irish speaking job, actually.
You told us you could talk Irish.
Well, what happened there was a guy had seen me in it's a fucking funny story, actually. So I was a waiter in London, right? So and you get this phone call from a director, never heard of him before, and he'd seen me in a short film where I was playing a German soldier from World War I, right? And he sees me speaking German, and he just assumes I can speak German. Now, he hasn't a fucking clue that somebody that I used to make coffee for in London was German. So I got her to do all the lines, record them on the phone, right? And they'd go, action. I go, 1 second there. That's the way you actually go. That's all I fucking did, right? I didn't, like, any German watching it would have gone,
I don't
that's
speak
not how
German,
to do it.
but that was fucking German.
But I didn't have, like, so he basically offered me the part, which is always dodgy. And I remember ringing the agent and going, I just got for this part. Is it cool? Is this a legitimate job and all that? And they were like, yeah, no, it's grand. And basically went down, and I had learnt all the lines, and one of my best friends is playing my brother in it. But he's great Irish speaker, and I was like, I'm struggling with this. It wasn't flowing. I was saying the words, but it wasn't flowing. And then your man's from the director's from Connemara. So I was fucked.
He's like,
He's like, what the fuck is this?
that's the snobby fucking
It's a
Irish.
snobby
speaker,
Irish,
so-
basically.
Right, so
Get the
lost.
fuck.
Yeah.
Get out the fuck.
Basically, and he was like, what the so we did the first take. He's like, what the fuck is going on here? And I was like, well, he was like, what are you struggling with? And I was like, yeah, everything.
All of it?
And he was like, cutting lines and fucking go and do it again. And I was due to go, so I did that one day of film with them, and I was due to fly, so I'd come back to Ireland for that, but then I was due to fly to Leeds the next week for a massive war scene. We're supposed to be the Battle of Waterloo. That's what this whole thing was about, was Irish fellas who fought in the Battle of Waterloo. And I was like, I'd booked off work to go to Leeds and all that kind of stuff, and the phone call comes in. Here, you're struggling with the language here, Stephen, are you? I was like, yeah, don't worry, you'll get paid. You just won't be doing it. And that was it. So yeah, I've literally not only fucked up the scene, I fucked up the TV show.
You still get paid though.
But that's how I got it. That's how I started stand up. To be honest with you, because I didn't want to. Because I'm never acting again. I was fucking mortified.
Yeah.
I was absolutely mortified.
Yeah.
So I was. That's where I started doing the open mic in London. Yeah. I was fucking.
And did you go
mortified.
to acting school?
No.
No.
I'm a carpenter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a carpenter and joiner I dropped out of school when I was 17 and was on the sites from 17 to 22. And then I worked for a charity, helping lads coming out of prison, kind of helping them kind of get trades and stuff like that.
You'd have done well in Belfast. There's loads of
I know, loads of work, yeah.
Loads
There's
of-
loads of gigs in it as well, isn't there?
loads of people that help people coming out of prison. And
Yeah.
charities, like, they get money for that.
Yeah,
Like,
I know,
there's fucking loads of work.
And then I just went because I was helping loads of those people kind of go into further work and education. I was like, I want to fucking do something, you know?
Yeah.
And I just ended up on there's a course down there that you can do if you didn't do your leaving cert, like what's the A levels here, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you haven't done your A levels, you can do like a 1-year course in something that will. Then you can go on to university after it. And I did. It was like I just signed up to a load of fucking things. I hadn't a clue what I was, and I got into theatre and performance. And there was one acting module a week, and I got an acting job off that with Drew, a theatre company, and so I went on tour with them for 6 months. So it kind of started from there, basically. And that's when I got into restaurants, because it was like, at least you can fuck off if you get a job or whatever like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
So how long were you doing the getting people into employment?
I
after
think I
leaving
did.
prison?
I would have like 2.5, 3 years, maybe.
Right.
Yeah. So I'd 2.5 years, I'd say. So like I'd finished all that by the time I was 24. But I'd already been working, 7 years at that
Was there
stage.
ever anyone beyond help, shall we say?
Oh, yeah.
Hard to get them into
Oh, yeah.
employment?
Oh, yeah.
How often would you send someone out in the job and then get a phone call and be like, he is nicked from the site?
Well, we would have worked. There was one job, like we learned very early on that if you weren't clean, we couldn't really, because we were giving them work experience.
Yeah.
And nothing against anybody who, if they're not off the drugs or whatever.
Oh,
I shouldn't
fuck.
say clean.
That's what you mean by clean?
Yeah, sorry, yeah. But if
He
you're
meant
still,
I thought he meant he smelled. That's genuinely what I thought he meant. It's like, dude, you've already got a record. You can't smell as well.
if you haven't showered nowhere for you this morning.
Yeah.
No, there's like basically if you've been in prison in Dublin, you've been pretty much 90% of the population that will be on heroin.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So just if you're on heroin, look, we just learned that we'd have to do we had to start doing drug testing, like random drug testing on the work sites and all that kind of stuff, because look, they're all struggling with it, like, you know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like but we first started one of the programs, like there was lads goofing off into bins and everything, and they were smoking heroin upstairs or whatever like that, and we didn't realize it. So it was a learning curve as well, like for the program.
You're a very forgiving teacher if you can't. If someone's on heroin and you're like, he's sleepy today.
Yeah, no, you know the signs fucking fairly quickly when someone's smiling, talking to you, and then doing that at the same time.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I don't think. Have you slept?
Yeah.
It's So there was a good bit of that, but then there's definitely more. The success rate is probably lower, but that's just the nature of you're up against a lot, like these lads
Yes.
in fucking severe situations.
And already, they're coming into that job from like people will have prejudice against them.
Totally. It's like I remember one lad, God bless him, he was inside for 15 fucking years. And sure, like, even like if the two of us went to walk out the door, he'll just naturally stop at a closed door. And he doesn't realise, oh no, you can open it yourself now, because he's constantly used to somebody unlocking a fucking door.
Oh,
So
fuck.
literally gets knocked down on the road because he can't fucking cross the road anymore. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. You just forget. You just forget
Fuck
when
it.
you've been inside that long, you know? So,
I would never have considered the impact of that.
totally. Basics. Yeah. And then some of them are just like, they'd rather just go back in because it's what they know,
Yeah.
you know?
And once they get that full independence, they're like,
Yeah.
what the I don't know
It's
how
like
to do any
exactly, yeah. No, fucking, it was hard, yeah. And which I totally get, you know. Sometimes you're inside. If you've got a good in there, you've got good courses, you're training, you're working, whatever.
of this. Yeah. You're setting your routine.
You're in your routine,
you're up at 7,
and
you get
for someone, what are
breakfast.
you coming out to? Fucking more trouble. Fuck that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
For
there you go.
fuck's man, that's genuinely very
Comedy.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's in the comedy.
Comedy.
Are you doing the Fringe this year?
I'm not for the first time since COVID, I think, or whatever. I think I did 4 in a row there, or whatever. I think a lot of people aren't. Yeah. Well, I felt that last year. You weren't at it last year, were you? Yeah. I felt that last year. I was like, there's fucking no one here. And it was the first year that I did the PR thing and all that crack.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is. I kind of just wanted to do it to kind of prove to myself what I thought it was, that it's a load of bollocks.
It's a load of shit.
Like, because I was seeing people like that I just started out with and getting 4 and 5 stars and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, I can't get anyone in.
Yeah.
At all. And you realise the whole thing's behind the paywall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's not a cheap paywall.
No.
it's not a cheap paywall. Nah. And it's like, what am I get? I get the, but even I would have used it now to write a new hour. Do you know?
Yes.
And I get that, but even at that, I don't need more than a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need to be there
Yeah.
for the 3.5 weeks.
Yeah, you go there, you fucking come back like a fucking, you're trained,
Yeah.
and you're fucking on fire.
A week, 10 days,
Yeah.
maybe. Do you know what I mean? But other than that, it's just like, it's not. You were at it, weren't you? You were an underbelly.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. I remember seeing your face there.
Yes,
yeah.
I've done
Was
the
he
past
PSD then?
3 years.
No, you know, I think there was a bit of Photoshop on that poster. I could be wrong. No.
I think so
It's very
too.
tan.
I'm a fucking tanned, beautiful man. You go fuck yourself.
You're
Like the colour of Paddy, to be fair. now.
I think Ray Winston
nice
and
time.
fucking what was that film?
Oh, the
Something
one.
Bastard, wasn't it?
Was it the one where they went when they were down in Mallorca or something like that? Yeah, I can't remember.
Your
the
man
name.
comes over
Wasn't
and tries to
football.
get it back, was it?
Yeah, I can't remember the name. of that
Something
one.
Bastard anyway, I think it was.
Paddy the bastard.
The Bastard.
Who would, if you could go back, right, and in any movie you could put yourself into, what would it be?
Jesus Christ, I don't know. What a question.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
it's like I'm like Parkinson.
As he shakes
Does he
his
get a
head, like he's
Buckin
got
coach? Can I get a Buckin coach? Is there a Buckin coach?
I don't know, man. I love my favorite film is do you know Paul Thomas Anderson's The Master? It was the one he made. He made it after. Check it out. I think you'd genuinely like it. It was the one he made after There Will Be Blood, which was Daniel Day-Lewis. And
Is that the one about
it's not about it. When I'm going to say yeah. But Scientology is like the back. Yeah. Do you like it? A lot of people don't.
Is
The
it like
fi-
quite a cerebral film?
Haven't watched. I've only seen like clips from it.
Can you spell that?
Cerebral.
Do you only know that because it's very close to cerebral?
It is that.
It is.
Is it the same thing?
I don't know if I was trying to mug me. I thought he was doing a bit. I'm like, no, he's being thick. That was a moment you were so thick it was almost genius.
Oh, that
That's
is
the same
brilliant.
word.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, cerebral.
Right.
Cerebral. It's the American and the British
Yeah.
pronunciation.
Yeah,
of
so
it.
just change the
cerebral
fucking
I
way.
did the American one of it, yeah.
If you're not laughing, you're learning.
Yeah.
Every day's a school day. That's
Fuck me.
Hey, I have that cerebral.
Cerebral. It's because Triple H was always called the cerebral assassin. That's how
Is that right?
That's why. That's the only reason I know how to say it.
Triple H. Do you do that when you go on stage?
Yeah.
does
I do
wrestle?
sometimes, yeah.
Oh, you wrestled, yeah.
I'm learning.
No, nice. That's really a thing in comedy, isn't it? Comedy and wrestling.
It's the
a
only
funny
place I
combo.
know it crosses
Nerdy.
over.
Nerdy. It's very nerdy.
Is that what it is? Is it? Yeah. There's a load of them in Dublin as
There's a
well.
load
I'm
of
like,
nerds.
how is
Load of
this?
nerds.
Where did this come out of? Yeah, but there's a lot of them.
I don't know. I suppose it was such a big thing when we were kids,
Yeah.
and a lot of us never quite shook it, even though you probably should have.
Yeah.
I never shook it, so you just grew up loving it, and then I used to
that-
not tell people, and then you got into comedy, and there was loads that also really liked it. Like there was a big
Yeah.
crossover of wrestling and comedy.
Nerds.
But were you Bret the Hitman Hart is before your time, isn't he?
yes.
He knows of him, but he knows his trivia.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Brett left in '97, so
brother
just
Yes.
as I was born.
It's
His brother
brother
died
fell
didn't
before
he?
our
He
time.
fell off the cable.
Brother
yeah.
died in '98.
Owen Hart.
Over the
Owen Hart. Well
over,
remembered.
was it '98 or '99? Over the Edge was the pay-per-view.
Oh, I don't know.
What were they called, the duo?
The Hart Foundation.
Heart Foundation.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Owen fell from the
What
stage.
was the brothers? The Hardy brothers.
Matt and Jeff.
Yeah.
Still going.
Class.
Really?
They are still going.
Holy shit.
Now, are they walking well? No. But they're still giving it
They
a go.
were on all sorts of gear.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Ah,
Jeff
they all are,
still
aren't they?
is.
Yeah.
What about was it true that the guy who played the Undertaker and the guy who played Kane was the same person?
What? No.
No.
No, right.
No,
definitely
they were in the ring at the same time.
not. Oh, were
I
they?
think.
Sorry, yeah.
No,
I didn't watch that
CGI.
much.
Now, where this comes from, common misconception is the Undertaker's
Here we go. Nerdy stuff.
the Undertaker's original name when he debuted was Kane the Undertaker.
That's right. Ah, that would. Okay.
So then when his brother debuted, he was just Kane and the other one was the Undertaker.
But they're brothers?
They're not brothers.
But
And-
are there characters brothers? No?
Characters are brothers,
Right.
yeah.
Put
But-
it this way, Willie, if you spoke Irish, you'd live in Connemara.
This is the most uppity anyone's got. Well, the character of Kane was seen as a brother.
Professor William Thompson.
No, the guy that played Kane, he's a politician now. He's like mayor
That's
of
right.
Knox County.
Oh, he's gone now. He's not. He's Kane's no longer.
Oh, he's away, yeah, and he's like full Trump, like.
Who's the Stone Cold Steve Austin now? Who's the
The
main
bad guy.
Oh, the main guy, Roman Reigns.
Jesus, I'm way out of it. Do
He's
you know,
The Rock's cousin.
Weird wrestling trivia. I once did a PT session with Becky Lynch.
Holy shit!
Yeah, mental.
She took you, or
No, she was a trainer. My brother had put me in contact with. It was actually when I had just started acting, and I was just like, I'd never done any gym stuff. Still kind of don't, but then I was trying. I was thinking about it, and he said he knew this girl who does a personal training, and I can't remember how he knew her. She was in DIT at the time doing an acting course, I think, or had just finished it, and I literally. Not far in the north inner city of Dublin. It was like a shitty shed. I went to her gaff and there was like dumbbells and it was like concrete walls. It was nothing fancy at all. It was like horrible. Yeah. I remember I couldn't do a chin up and she was lifting me up to do a fucking chin up or to keep doing them. She's called Becky the Man, is it?
Yeah, the Man, Becky Lynch. She's like the biggest.
She's the biggest star in wrestling now.
Biggest female star. She was the first woman to main event WrestleMania. Yeah,
she's from Dublin. And I remember saying to her, like asked her about the acting and if she was like recommending going doing training because I hadn't done the courses and all that stuff, and asking her what she wanted to do, and she was like, I'm going to go to the US and do WWE, and I was kind of going, yeah. Like, that's a bizarre fucking thing, because she had been an air hostess before that. Yeah. She was and
packing all them business, man.
Yeah. And then I saw her like literally only 2-3 years later. She came into a place I was making coffee, and I was like. You just knew that she was like, are you rich and famous now? But I didn't know, but I just knew by the look of her. Yeah. She had all fucking nice clothes and she was a different person and blah, blah, blah.
People say to you, you're not ugly, mate, you're just poor.
Yeah.
But there's loads from Ireland now, innit?
Oh, I know.
There's about 10, yeah. Seamus,
Finn Balor.
McDonough, Finn Balor, Becky Lynch, Big Damo was in it, Finlay. There's loads.
Do you two have like wrestling nights?
No, I don't. I actually.
We do.
But we need a Buckin coach involved.
Hey! There's your Buckin banished over there.
Banish your Buckin.
I actually, you know what? I wasn't that big into wrestling when I was younger, but I said that I liked it once, and then I bought wrestling tickets for my birthday like every year. So then it was like by the time I was like 12 and I was still going to it, and like I used to go with my nephew as well. And he was still really big into it, but I was going, it's brilliant.
See, I had a weird thing where neither of my parents liked me watching it. My dad didn't like me watching it because he just had it in his head. It was gay. But my mum didn't like me watching it because, and anyone who's watched wrestling knows what this is like, especially in the early 2000s. They would have normal wrestling and then
the second
just weird, dirty stuff.
Oh, would they?
So there was a recurring segment in about 2003. Swear to God, no, this is funny.
Stay with us, Paddy.
Stay with me, this is funny. Where they would just have hot lesbian action.
Oh, right.
So if a match was too boring, the manager would come out and go, don't worry, the lesbians are here. And they would come out.
Say that.
They would come out and be like, oh, it's time for the lesbians. And they would just bring out two wee girls who would just get stuck into each other. And every time, like, you were watching it, you're there for The Undertaker versus Kane. And then there's a woman, like, getting oiled up in a pool bath, and that's when your mum walks in. And you have to be like, no, I'm not here for this. So my dad thought it was gay.
That sounds like the start of a Pornhub thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Stepmom walks in, and you're fucking sitting watching fucking two lasers, and you're like...
And where is the intimacy coordinator and all this?
Yeah, the Buckin coach is like, right now, grab your stepson's cock there.
So my dad thought it was gay, and my ma thought it was just being a wee pervert.
Right, yeah, wow.
So they both hated me watching
can
it.
you?
Yeah. But I swear to God,
Do they come to your show?
Off the ropes.
Yeah, they used to just have hot lesbian action. So
wow. There you go.
It was weird as fuck.
And comedy ways. Let's get away from
I mean, I wish we could do that. If a joke doesn't land, like, don't worry, lads, I'm lesbians.
But comedy, so how long are you doing comedy?
It'll be 10 years, nearly 10 years now. Yeah.
And you still
how long are you doing it?
12.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Yeah. I started 2010 or 2011, one or two.
I'm
so I'm near 14 years.
I'm 10.
You look it.
Thank you.
So is it true, do you reckon, what they say about like that you kind of get to the 10-year? I know like a lot of older comics have their fucking, by 5 years this, by 10 years that, but...
Sorry.
Lord bless you.
What you were doing.
I thought he was smelling
Oh,
himself.
it's all right.
Smelling himself.
I was
Are
going
you
to
clean?
sneeze. I didn't want to sneeze on the guest.
Call back. Anybody? But did like I know Seinfeld has all his fucking rules in his head of what comedy is, but you reckon like 10 is like a mark? When I was starting out, for example, they'd say do 100 gigs and then see how you're doing after that and see where you're at. But
I do. I think you get there about 10 years and then
something changes.
Yeah.
I think so. I can feel it happening. I think it's tough because like I've done like 3 hours, for example, now of shows, and now I'm like, what the fuck could I do next?
yeah, it's like like the comedy gods or something. Go right, you've served your time.
Yes,
Sort of
it's
like-
it's the apprenticeship. Yeah.
That's what that feels like to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, still 10 years is, in the grand scheme of things, fuck all.
Yeah,
In
Oh,
terms
totally.
of doing this.
Totally.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's this can't be too fucking hoity-toity to say, but like I think you get to a certain point where the laugh's not enough, and then you start to go, how do you get the laugh? Do you know what I mean?
That's why I do heroin.
Yeah.
That's
laugh-
why I
the
go,
laugh
bring in the
doesn't
lesbians.
You want to come back to me? I mean, some lesbians are doing heroin.
Are you based in Dublin?
Yeah, I live in Dublin. Yeah,
You live
yeah.
in Dublin.
Yeah,
And what do
yeah.
you think of the scene down there in terms of the comedy?
It's
and-
been, I've been very like because of the last year, and which I'm grateful for the work, but I have had a weird year because it has seemed to have veered a little bit more towards the acting in the last year.
Yeah.
And that, as I said, that can be tricky on the head. And I haven't done a lot of the club. I'm doing a week now in the Crackdown. But I've basically
That's a comedy club. by the
Sorry.
way.
He is clean.
Fucking cracked in. All the boys that I used to train that came out of jail, they're all there. They're on a place.
They're all comedians now.
Yeah, cracked in. Stephen.
But
That's how you get a round of applause in the Crackdown.
absolutely, yeah. By starting a little
You
lighter.
get a free belt with fucking needle as you walk in.
Whip out a teaspoon, they fucking love that.
Oh,
But
eating their spoons up over the fucking wee candles on the table.
But yeah, so I've been touring mostly with people the last few years. So
Yeah.
with Des Bishop and Deirdre and Jason Byrne, and so that's what I've been doing for the last few years, which kind of lets you're out of the loop a little bit then, because you're kind of just spending.
But at the same
6 weeks
sense,
with
it's
them.
good to go and do that because you get.
Yeah, because you see all the different like for such a fucking tiny island, Jesus Christ, audiences are so different. Like
Yeah.
so from Kerry to Mayo, like they're to fucking Cork, they're all completely different. Like
Yeah.
you know, and so that's a great experience. But yeah, it's definitely a different scene. It feels like it's more how do you say split than it is here. I feel like here everybody hangs out and everyone knows each other. I mean, I don't know the scene that well here.
Yeah,
but
we're
just
all-
from watching
that's
you
a
all,
fair
but you're
reflection,
all
like-
mates and everyone gets on.
yeah.
And I don't think it's that people aren't mates. It just seems very individual. Everyone
Everybody
seems
down
to be
there,
doing their
and
own
you're
thing.
like, work together, lads.
Yeah.
Work
Weirdly,
That's
we're
not happening.
Yeah.
anomaly.
Yeah.
And not,
See it?
we're
Go
different.
on, spell it.
because-
Cerebral palsy.
Spell it.
Cerebral palsy.
ANOMALY.
Yeah.
You were like the wee fish in fucking Nemo.
Fish.
We
fish.
in Nemo.
What was her name? Dory.
Anemone.
Yeah, we're very unique in that sense that not a lot of scenes are friendly.
No.
Like they get like people come from other scenes and be
we
like, you guys
used
are
to
all mates.
we used to have to be like there wasn't that many gigs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then so what happened was everybody sort of started running gigs so that we had
Yeah.
gigs, and then we all gigged together, and then we all had to fucking we were doing the same fucking. There was no comedy clubs. It was here, and you only get on here once a year if you were lucky doing like an open spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
So-
wasn't cutthroat because there was nothing to cut
No,
through.
there was
over.
nothing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was just
But
about
there
getting
was-
the thing going.
When
yeah.
you do start comedy, you have that thing where you're like, how the fuck did he get that gig? How did she get that gig?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want that gig. How do you fucking do it?
Yeah.
And you were like, how do you get that?
Yeah.
But here it was like, if you sent Shane a message and went, here, how'd you get booked Friday? Be like, here, that's who booked me.
Yeah.
Give him the ring. Do it next
Yeah,
month.
yeah,
and,
yeah.
and that's the way.
Yeah.
And then it just everybody just started working together. It was just like,
Yeah. Maybe it's because yeah, there's too many things because a lot of people there's not that many people in the club. It feels like to me anyway. Like I go to the clubs, I don't know anyone there.
Yeah.
In Dublin, like, do you know what I mean? So there's a bit of that, and like a lot of it's different with you guys. Everyone's like used social media fantastically here, and everyone's kind of stayed together and done the podcast. For example, when I moved from London to Dublin, I started doing a podcast thinking that, and we'll all do it, and never happened.
Yeah.
It never happened. So that's a weird one.
There's a-
I don't know
there's-
why that happened. Didn't happen.
There's so many people start podcasts and don't realize it is It's not hard. There's harder jobs to do, but it is a graft.
Oh, it's a fucking graft.
Oh, yeah.
I've done
and you
enough
have
of
to
it.
be on top of it and take the rough with the smooth.
Absolutely, yeah.
Was it the statistic of 99% of podcasts don't get past episode 10?
Yeah. I well
Sorry,
believe
Where'd you
it.
get to?
I think it's about 120 probably. But
120 episodes?
Yeah.
You get past 10 now.
I did get
And you're
that.
not
Yeah, I
doing it
did.
no more, no?
Well, I
That's
kind
a
of
fantastic man.
It was more lockdown because I really got into it in lockdown, but then it got into my head too much because it was just like I'm literally on my own now here for months, just fucking. Hey, I was just like, this is brutal, and nobody else has started podcasts.
You're looking at yourself in the mirror and going, "You're a cunt."
yeah. Playing all the characters and everything. I was
Hating
just
stuff
like-
in yourself.
and I did a back to school course as well. I was like, I'll just fucking focus on this or whatever. But which was funny because but I don't know if I told you that before. So I did another back to education course, got into Trinity College, but then I got offered the job to narrate Love Island Australia. So they're called up Trinity College and go, I'm not going because I'm going to be going, welcome to Love Island Australia.
That's a fantastic job.
It's a fantastic. Yeah, it's
Did you do it in Australia?
No,
It was all in
it was all in Australia time. So their summer over there is November, December. So I had to do it from Dublin because it was still COVID. Did it from Dublin, but on Australia hours. So I'm up in the middle of the night. In November, December, in inner city Dublin, going, welcome to Love Island. And outside you hear, that's my fucking bike, that go, you prick. And I was like, that was my life for 6 weeks working nights.
Have you been to
went off my
Australia?
head. No, I haven't gone to.
I mean, you should have, off the back of it, done a tour of Australia.
I
or
know,
something.
yeah. I was going,
100%.
like, but it was,
Yeah,
there was
Your man that does the one here plays
Ian-
fucking soccer, isn't it?
Ian Sterling.
Ian Sterling, yeah. It's a weird one because apparently he started to make it work, but he'd done 7 seasons of it before people realised that he was a stand-up and all that kind of stuff. But but anyway, there was a switch between I was kind of filling in for someone, we'll put it that way, and I didn't love it, to be honest with you, because the hours were mental. Usually with a voiceover job, you'll turn up, the script is ready, and you'll do the hours work or whatever. But I had to be there all night, and they'd write, okay, do this line, you do one line. And then wait for 2 hours. Yeah. It's all
I
fucking
keep
drug
getting more
jokes
drugs.
here. And then you'd wait 2 hours and they go, right, Stephen, we've got the next line. You ready? And we're like, fucking okay. Now look at Declan. He's trying to shift more. About all that shit. And
Did they make you go full Irish? Like, whether like.
well, this is the
Can
fun.
you
This is
really
the funny
go
thing,
for
right?
Irish?
Because I was trying all different voices and all that kind of stuff. So I'd go full Cork, like, and you could do it like that if you wanted. You could be Dublin or whatever, blah blah. And I was kind of trying to find it, and they weren't. They were just like, could you just do it a little bit more? Do you know the way? Just say it how you'd say it, Steve. And I was like, I don't talk like this and any of these fucking accents or whatever. And the producer was coming on, hi, it's Magella. Could you just go do the way you go up and down? Like, that's it. And I figured it. And after 2 weeks, I said, do you mean more leprechaun?
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, we just can't say that. They can't hear the difference between Belfast, Dublin, Cork. They can't hear it.
No.
The Americans can't. And that's why they get away with shite Irish accents in the movies. Because all they hear is do.
I would
So
have
that's
loved
it.
if you did a Cork for Love Island.
Oh, it would have been great.
That's the worst accent you could do. For
Welcome
Love
to
Island.
Love Island, you fucking langer. So it's basically a leprechaun. So the Irish people would fucking hate it, like, you know. And nobody watches it here, so it's all right.
Yeah, you're alright then. You get away with it.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Who the fuck's that fucking prick on the fucking thing with that voice?
Yeah, the fucking terrible accent. What was I did raps in that voice and everything. I was mental. It was mental.
It's a rap.
Yeah, we did all sorts of stupid songs and all that. It was so boring that
Australia fucking Love Island. Think about it.
it's
So yeah, the
it's
home of hip hop.
Yeah.
My mistake.
No, but you know they're cheesy as fuck.
Yeah.
It's so
Neighbours-
exactly. Because you
Neighbours
think the UK one is, and this
Oh,
one's
it's
another
cheesy,
level.
cheesy.
It's fucking cheesy and it's way trashier. And they're like, there was a fucking punch up in season 1, like. They're fucking girls and boys punching the heads off each other in the first season of it. Yeah.
Go on, you fucking big thing, you.
Fuck you, Garrett. You fucking can't.
They're mad as fuck.
They are.
Was it the Spanish one recently? And
the
it was
Buckin?
like
Your
it was
man?
like Mateo.
Oh, they just kept doing Mateo dirty.
Uh,
They made him watch his girlfriend get
Get
bucked,
bucked.
and every time he would like drop to his knees and be like, "No!" And they did it to him like 3 nights in a row. And then at
She
the
done
end,
it, the Buckin coach is going, keep going. 3 fingers.
at the end, Mateo bucked another girl, and his girlfriend went fucking mental, and everyone was like, "That's what you get, you bitch."
Wow.
Because Mateo got his revenge.
And then Mateo went, bring in the lesbians.
But it's
Big
funny
wrestling
working
fan.
on it because they all do stuff to fucking set them all off with each other. They all do stuff in the, like, do you know what I mean? All the people behind the scenes that are organising. Okay, let's that couple look like they're getting on really great. Let's send someone in to fuck it up. That's what they do. Like,
Oh, so yeah, it's not organic at all.
not at all. No. I wouldn't say it's not. See, that's the funny. It's not scripted either, but they're
manipulating
constantly
people.
doing stuff. Or if they're
Big
interviewing
Brother,
you, Paddy, we'll go. Oh no, I need you to say something about the way that blah blah. They'll kind of push them into what to talk about, kind of a thing. Which is part of. Look, that's part of how you make a show. But then they'll just manipulate situations about. You start to see. When you're on the production side, you start to see, I know what they're going to do next now. You start to go, they're going to send someone in to fuck this, or they're going
Did
to
you
do
have
that.
to talk while people were bucking?
No, I got pretty close to what the finished product is, and they just leave the gaps.
Right.
And you're just watching along.
Oh,
and then,
look at this.
oh,
Terrible.
Jesus, good
no.
man, Michael.
Turn
Turn. Oh, that's right.
He's getting the shift.
Oh God, man, your mother's watching.
There
Now.
was one Buckin actually, and there was a floaty flamingo in the pool that kept floating by the shot as they were under a duvet next to the pool, fucking doing that. So that was Pinky or whatever. And I had to do in a whole leprechaun accent. No, Pinky, look the other way. Jesus Christ, Pinky. That's the shit I'd fucking. But I would be like, I was in a studio for the last season and we're like, just fucking, what am I doing? It's 3 a.m. No, Pinky, look away.
Oh, why'd you stop it then?
They just went. They was kind of between me and another narrator. He couldn't do it. Whatever. It was all. See, the thing with me was
he a leprechaun
last. Yeah.
Was he Irish?
Oh yeah, he's Irish. Yeah. But
Who is it? Who is it? Is he a stand-up?
no, he's not. I'll tell you off air.
We can get him sorted.
yeah.
Do you want that job back?
You have to be clean, but
So yeah, it was just an odd. Actually, the reason why, because when it was always very last minute, you think that it's all planned that someone's doing this for fucking. Like the last time I did it, I found out the week before that I'm going to do it. Like it's mental, really late notice. And the last season that they were doing, I got offered Fran the Man, so I was like, oh fuck that, you know. So
Yeah.
I'll have a bit of crack doing this instead, rather than being up all night for 6
doing the
weeks
film.
or whatever.
100%.
You
Brilliant. Where are we at now? Because
that's us. Yeah.
That's us. Because
Brilliant.
we have to go on
Anything you
stage.
want to plug?
Yeah. Have you anything coming up?
No. What? Just follow me on Instagram. Oh yeah. Last time I did my own tour show in Belfast, I had 12 people, so it'd be good to go up.
Well,
for
this
that.
is out on Friday, and Stephen's here on Saturday.
Oh yeah, Kilkenny Cat Laughs. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
there's loads
Check
of
me out on the
tickets,
gram. There's loads of tickets.
We're all doing cat laughs in the weekend. Go see one of them.
I think I'm on with you in one of them.
Are we? Yeah. Okay.
think
cool.
so.
Great. We're wrestling
We're wrestling.
and we're getting lesbians on.
The lesbians are coming in, and he's going to do the leprechaun voice,
And then we're going to have an intimacy coordinator.
and I'm going to get a
coming in
bucking coach coming in.
It's Willie.
It's Willie. Willie's the bucking
That's
coach.
Willy.
Harder, more. As Gilgore. Fantastic.
That's Quailcore.
Ta she ain't ta flock.
She's wonderfully wet.
Yeah.
It does sound poetic in that.
Don't
It does.
It does, yeah.
But we would say it different. Sorry, in Irish you'd probably say it different because, like, say goodbye is like "Gonairi tu on boher la." May the road rise with you. Do you know what I mean? So it'll be something more
Oh,
poetic.
if
than,
you said that to me in English, I'd be
Shan-
like, fucking
Shan
crash
Keels
your
is-
car on the
Shan-
way home.
and
May
it's Shan
the
Keels,
road
is it?
rise with you.
What?
Isn't it Sean Keels or something? Isn't it in Irish?
For what?
It's like fucking rhymes, like basically.
Oh, no, Shanachel.
Shanachel.
Is an Irish version of Proverbs.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't give a fuck. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this week. Give it up for Stephen. Go follow him on
Yes.
social media.
Thanks,
Head
Stephen.
on over to the Patreon episode. See you later.
Yep.
Where will you go?